And let's spiral review one more problem as well. It says if f of x is that equation g and h, what is h of f of g of -2? Well, these symbols here, when you see the zero, it looks like O's. They're not zeros, they look like O's. That in math means to substitute. And so the technique I give for this is to stack. I'm going to stack h's equation. Let me actually write it this way. H equals x minus 2. F, which equals 3x plus 2. And then the g, which is 2x squared. Now I'm trying to find with an x value of -2. So what I would do here is I would start with x value being -2. And I'm going to substitute that in. What that means specifically, let's see if it'll let me shift this over here. When I stack these up, is I'm substituting in for this x. I'm substituting -2 in for x right there. So I'm actually finding, technically speaking, g of -2. And so when I plug that in, according to PEMDAS, you have to square first. So -2 times -2 is +4, being multiplied by 2, and you get 8. So for a domain value of -2, it produces an output of 8. Well, so how does it work when you have this composition of functions? Well, you now take this range value of 8, and you're going to plug that into f of x right here. So this x is going to get replaced by 8. So now what I'm finding is f of 8. So I'm no longer finding -2. The -2 produced a value of 8. I'm now finding f of 8. And so this would be 3 times 8. 3 times 8 is 24. And I'd add 2 more, and I would get 26. So now I need to do this one more time, find my solution here. So I'm now going to take this 26 and substitute that in for h right here into the x equation and h. And so now I'm finding h of 26. So notice I'm not finding h of -2, I'm finding h of 26. So it'd be 26 minus 2, which equals 24. That would be your solution. Now, if you want to write it all the way out, you could rewrite it and just say h o f o g of -2 equals 24. That is because the original domain was a value 2, and the final output, the final range, is 24. You could also graph these if you wrote these out like this. H of x equals x minus 2, f of x equals 3x plus 2, and finally g of x equals 2x squared. If you write all those out, you wouldn't need to see the graphs, but you could write out the algebra now. What we would be doing is taking the f equation into the h and the g equation into the f, and so you could type that in literally like this. Let's see if I can get it where you can see them all. You type in h parentheses, and what got substituted into h's equation, if you remember, was f's. But f had something substituted into it. It was g's equation. But g had something substituted in for x. It had -2 plugged in. And so you could also get 24 that way.